Hello everybody and welcome to today's ATA webinar. I'm Sally and today I'm joined by Mark Lawson, who is the owner of Intimate Places in Tanzania. Mark is a career hotelier whose first general manager position was in a resort which had 338 rooms and 676 beds. But as his career has progressed and he's grown a little older, he has moved towards running smaller properties in which Mark and his staff can more easily have personal relationships with their guests. So today he's going to be speaking to us about Camp Zebra following the Great Wildebeest Migration around the Serengeti National Park. If anyone has any questions during the webinar, please type them into the Q&A box, which is on your screen, and I will field those to Mark at the end. A copy of the recording will also be sent out to you either later today or tomorrow, so you can have a look back at that, and if you have any further questions, you can email those to Mark afterwards. So Mark, over to you.
Thank you very much, Sally, for your very kind introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark Lawson, and I'm the Managing Director of Intimate Places, which in turn owns and operates Camp Zebra, about which I will be talking to you today. First of all, please allow me to take a moment to thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedules to learn something new about Intimate Places and about Camp Zebra. I understand that some of you are participating from faraway places and have needed to wake up extra early or stay up extra late in order to take part in today's webinar, for which I would also like to say a big thank you. Intimate Places is a hotel management company which has been operating on the Northern Safari Circuit of Tanzania since April 2004. As our name implies, excuse me, we specialize in small, intimate places as opposed to larger hotel properties. As Sally has just said, I'm a career hotelier whose first general manager position was in a resort with 338 rooms. As my career has progressed and as I have grown older, I have tended towards running smaller and smaller properties in which my staff and I can be more enriched with our guests. I was born in East Africa and have spent most of my life here. I've been involved with tourism to both Kenya and Tanzania for over 30 years. And in that time, I've acquired a great deal of knowledge about the region, which I'm always very happy to share with our business partners, as well as the guests who stay with us. Over the past decade and a half, our company has also been able to build a team of top Tanzanian professionals who manage the daily affairs of our company to the highest possible standards and who have at the same time successfully built rewarding careers with Intimate Places for their own benefits. We could not achieve all that we do as well as reach the highest possible standards in all areas of our operations without the dedication and goodwill of each and every one of them. Turning now to Camp Zebra, this is a seasonal camp which follows the Great Wildebeest Migration around the Serengeti National Park. From the beginning of June until the middle of July, it's located in the central Serengeti area, close by the perennial waters of the Sero River, where enormous herds of animals congregate year-round, as you know. These animals, which include lion, leopard, cheetah, and elephants, to name but a few, make for some exciting game viewing experiences. This is also the time of the year when the wildebeest herds are making their way from the south to the north of the Serengeti, and they are also expected to be in this area. Between the middle of July and the end of October, the camp is located in northern Serengeti, close by the Mara River, where the magnificent spectacle of wildebeest crossings can be viewed. These crossings are among the very best wildlife experiences to be had anywhere in the world. From the beginning of November until the middle of December, the camp returns to central Serengeti once again following the wildebeest herds as they make their way down south, life sightings to be enjoyed by all. And finally, between the middle of December and the end of March, the camp is located in the Ndutu area in southern Serengeti, where our guests are able to witness firsthand the calving season, when literally hundreds of thousands of baby wildebeest are born. This full circuit enables our guests not only to better understand the Great Wildebeest Migration, which is generally acknowledged to be the largest mass movement of animals on the planet, but also to share in the many other incredible wildlife, bird life, and natural experiences to be enjoyed in the Serengeti. At the beginning of April, the camp returns to our headquarters in Arusha, where a team of artisans lavish their attentions on it in readiness for the coming season. All of these artisans have worked for Intimate Places for well over a decade, and they well understand the stringent standards which we require for all of our camps. During the period of closure, which lasts until the end of May each year, our partners continue to be able to book private and exclusive intimate camps for their clients anywhere on the Northern Safari Circuit. Camp Zebra is staffed by a dedicated crew of butlers, chefs, and tent attendants, all of whom are mentored by the property's highly experienced camp manager. The camp consists of 6 accommodation tents, plus a 2-bedroom family tent. The accommodation tents, which are all new for the 2019-2020 season, measure 36 square meters each and consists of a veranda, bedroom area, dressing area, an ensuite shower and toilet. Showers are safari or bucket showers, and toilets are normal ceramic flush toilets. The family tent, which measures 65 square meters, consists of a private lounge area, 2 bedrooms, 2 separate dressing areas, and 2 ensuite showers and toilets. During the course of each day, the camp's dining and lounge tents provide ample space for relaxation when our guests are not out on game drives, exploring the wildlife and incredible nature to be found in the Serengeti. Wireless internet is also available in camp for the convenience of all of our guests. Also to be found in the camp's dining tent is an open bar, which stocks an extensive selection of international spirits, no fewer than 6 different bottled wines, beers, and minerals, the costs of which is included as part of each stay. Every camp also has a back of house area which is hidden from view of the main camp and where the kitchen, staff, and driver guide accommodation tents are set up. All camp vehicles, including guest vehicles, are also parked here when not in use, so as to preserve the sense of wilderness which pervades throughout the camp. Depending upon locations and itinerary which you design for your clients, you may also elect to book Camp Zebra on a game package basis, where our vehicles and guides are used for airstrip transfers and game drives. We have some of the best guides in Tanzania on our books, and the quality of your client's experience is therefore assured. Subject to availability, we will always deploy open game viewing vehicles in the Serengeti National Park, since we believe that this provides the best experience. The activities which will be available for your clients to enjoy whilst with us will be dictated to a large degree by the location of the camp at the time of your client's visit. Camp Zebra is geared up to be able to provide full service bush breakfasts, lunches, and evening sundowners. Our guests tell us that there is something magical about rounding a corner on a track and finding a sumptuous meal spread out waiting for them, particularly when the meal has been arranged as a surprise. Finally, this webinar would not be complete without mentioning Camp Zebra's practices towards the environments in which it operates. For those of our guests for whom environmental considerations are all important, it is reassuring to know that Camp Zebra has been the recipient of numerous international awards in recognition of its sound environmental practices. Camp Zebra is always set up on pristine sites, and whenever it moves, it leaves behind the same pristine conditions which it found upon arrival. We literally take everything away, including waste, which is returned to Arusha for proper disposal at municipal sites. In addition to this, all power in camp is produced through a network of solar panels, which generate sufficient power for lighting, as well as to charge personal electronic equipment, even in each guest's own accommodation tents. Hot water is produced in highly efficient boilers, which have been especially manufactured for us, and the recycled wood products used to fire them is transported all the way from Arusha for this purpose. We are currently experimenting with the solar hot water system, which, if all goes well, will be introduced in camp in time for the coming season. I would now like to turn over the webinar to you all so that you can have an opportunity to ask me any questions you may have about Camp Zebra. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Mark. As Mark said, if anyone has any questions, there's a Q&A box which is on your screen, so you can type those into that and I'll then read them out and Mark can answer them for you. Okay, we don't seem to have any questions. So if anyone has any after the webinar, Mark's contact details are on the screen, so you can easily send him an email. I'll also be including his email address on the webinar recording, which is sent out to all of you later today. Oh, sorry, there's one question that has popped up now from Michelle Williamson. What is the largest group that you can accommodate?
The largest, we have 6 accommodation tents, which are all new for this season. They're actually larger than the tents that we used to have, and they will comfortably accommodate up to 3 guests, 4 if there are children. So that's 6 threes are 18. And then we have a 2-bedroom family tent, which will take up to a maximum of 6 people. So 24 people would be a maximum.
Thanks, Mark.
That's a pleasure.
All right, I think that's all the questions we have today. So as I said, you can email Mark after the webinar if you think of anything. Otherwise, another question from Michelle. What is the youngest age that you allow for children?
We don't have a minimum age limit. What we do have is a strict policy that children under the age of 12 must share a tent with a responsible adult. But, you know, the experience is that people tend not to come on safari with babies, so 2, 3, 4 years old is not a problem. The big question I was actually expecting to be asked, if I may, is with all the rain that we're having in East Africa, what are my predictions, or what are our predictions as to the movement of the wildebeest migration during 2020? But I'm glad I haven't been asked, because that's a tough one.
Well, while you've been thinking about that, we've had a couple more come in. So there's one from Nikki, who is asking, can the tent accommodate 3 adults together? They can. Okay, great. And the next question is from Angelo, and is a full board option available? We only sell on full board, all inclusive. So accommodation,
all meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, pre-dinner bitings, all drinks. We also have laundry services and Wi-Fi. The cost of all of those are built into the rates. And so if the question is, will we sell full board without the extras? That's a difficult one, because it would mean we would have to send a cashier into the bush to start charging people for drinks, and we're not geared up for that. So I don't know whether that answers your question, Angelo, but that's the situation.
I've got a yes from Angelo, so I think you've answered it. Thank you.
Okay.
And I think that is all we have for today now. So thanks very much to everyone for attending. Thank you so much, Mark, for your presentation. And hopefully we will see some of you next week in the webinar with Offbeat Safaris. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you, everybody.